Hope you enjoy it. One thanks for watching. This is Sellavin. I ask my latest review on Yu-Gi-Oh! Arcade episode 145, Unending Rebellion. This was a very good episode. I really enjoyed how it was. How things went. Anyway, let's get started. First of all, Yuya he arrives in the fusion dimension. Looking for Kurosaki. And we could see the remnants of what happened. The remnants of what happened the last time he was here, with Zarc, being formed and him going on a rampage, just attacking everybody and everyone, Remember Zarc, oh, did a lot of bad stuff, and Yuya, in a way, feels responsible for that. But just as he's looking around, he sees Sora. Sora takes him into Kurosaki. Hey, Kurosaki's banging on the door, wanting to see Akabalio. And Asuka's with him, trying to get him to back off, he wants to see Leo, Leo himself. Oh, this was a very good and emotional episode. I really enjoyed it the way it was, The way it was, very thing. I wish they had a lot more episodes. I wish they didn't have had just only when they had a couple more episodes. I wish they had over 150 episodes, because they slipped by this duo very fast. I wish this was a lot more than just a couple episodes, which is something I really regret, when you see this, I really enjoy it. Oh yeah, Yuya, he talks to Kurosaki. Haki, he wants to know about Rei. Rei, what is Rei's connection? He finds out that Rei is an alter ego. Yuri, she finds out that his sister, Ruri is an alter ego of Rei. Just like how Yuya is an alter ego of Zarc. Rei sacrificed herself, to save the world. When the worlds and the dragons were all split into four, so was Rei. She became Yuzu. Selena, Rin, and Ruri. All four girls are exactly the same person, but also different. Seeing this, Kurosaki, he doesn't believe this. Asking how could this be? Saying all those times that was fake. All the memories of them being kids, all their friends seeing her, Yuto, Kaito, Alan, and Sayaka back in Heartland. But that's not true, because Yuzu was real. Because he says the same thing, because he went through the same thing with Yuzu. All the good times, all the bad times, with Yuzu too, he knows how he feels, like all those times, and he misses Yuzu a lot, and that's one of the reasons why he's here, to save Yuzu and to bring smiles people again, However, Kurosaki, he doesn't want to listen, he wants to see Leo, because Leo is to blame a little bit for this, because what he did, and we get to see him, Leo, he's still experimenting. Looks like he sees this spear. It looks like Rei, but looks like some kind of after image. But he says it's not really Rei, but he still can't find her. I'm like, how is this possible? Ask himself, how was Zarc able to revive, but not Rei, Zarc was able to revive completely, but not Rei. That's something that still stumbles, Leo, which is something you gotta consider. When you look at it, it's definitely very condescending, and then he said something like this, he asked her, where is Ruri? Perhaps she just disappeared. For example, Yuya is back, but the other U boys are nowhere to be seen. Hey, maybe perhaps that she just disappeared, just the same aim as Yuzu. She's probably still inside of Yuzu, and Rei. That means that Rei is probably still out there somewhere, but still needs to be fighting. But however, Yuya, he wants to say, hey, Ruri, and Kurosaki, because Kurosaki, he's in mourning for his sister, asking himself why it had to be this way. And I can't believe that Akabalio apologizes for all the pain that he's done. I mean, I knew that he did a lot, but that was like one of the farthest from having Leo literally apologize, say I'm sorry. I mean, he ruined a lot of lives. He thought of the girls as nothing but shadows of Rei, just phantoms. But he didn't know that they were all real people, as real as him and his daughter was. They are his daughter, but they're different people. They're not Rei, not anymore. The fact that he's apologizing and is willing to take a punch from Kurosaki, saying that he well deserves it. Which is It's pretty unique when you think about it in character development. But I wish this was a lot more. I wish this was a lot more development. I wish there was a lot more episode into this. Finally, Shun, he has no choice. He accepts Yuya's challenge, and say, and because he knows by dueling him, he'll be able to find his answer because the answer is Ruri gone or she gave up or she keep looking for her. He also says to Yuyu, because you are Zarc, you are indeed responsible. That I will punish you, and when you lose, I will never see your face again. This was literally an all or nothing battle. I mean, the duel starts. They both summon their ace right away. Odd eyes for Yuya. Not right away, technically. We get to see some monsters. Like for example, we get to see that he brings out Ritter Radius, Ritter Strix. Ritter Strix, uses 300 points of damage to his opponent the first time it summons. I'm seeing this. Yuya, he pendulum summon. He brings out Odd Eyes and Creation Magician or known as Xian Shang Magician, when he used to summon Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon, and he summons that he tries to attack, and how he does this, his monster Xian Shang can take the same attack power as another monster and add it to its own, it's pretty handy. It could have the same attack point as Odd Eyes, they to fight, and should he manage to block that, but not only that, he manages to summon two more Ritter Radius, and also does 600 points of damage to Yuya, because each summoning of each monster could do like 300 points of damage. So he did like 600. So he did 900 points of damage without even touching Yuya right away. Then it's Shun's turn. He summons right away. He summons his ace. Revolution Falcon. He uses his monster's abilities right away. And he destroys Odd Eyes. Then he has to go to Xian Shang. I seen how Yuya and Kurosaki, they know each other. They go back and forth it, both using not only action cards but also other action cards. Like for example, he uses acceleration, and while Shun uses no action. It's been a while since we saw no action. I like that card. No action. And we saw Zarc use it, but the first time was when he used dual Chaser 227. And that was a while back. Seeing this, it brings back. I mean, these two were comrades. They fought alongside each other for a while. They know how each other's dueling and how they work. Yeah, this was a back and forth battle using between their monsters and action cards. One uses action card to destroy. Right, one to block. One uses an action card to block the other action card. One brings one action card back. The other one does the same thing. This was a very back and forth dueling, But I wish we got this duel earlier and it was a lot more developed. Like more than just one episode. I know Arc 5 is ending to make room for Yu-Gi-Oh! V Reigns, but I really wish this was a lot more developed and a lot more, thought out, And Yuya, Kurosaki, he's not giving up, as Yuya continues to keep fighting, he and deal some damage to Kurosaki. He managed to summon forth, Revolution Falcon, right off the bat, way, and Yuya's still not willing to give up, even though he took a lot of damage. He's still, willing to keep fighting, and like I said, back and forth battle. They know each other very well, one of the things I gotta know that is Yuya, even though his monster is destroyed, he managed to come back, making sure that, because he knows that there's a lot on the line, not just as his sake, but the sake of his friends and Reira, Yuzu, all the people that he needs to, that he has to save, all those people who he has to save to bring smiles again. He knows that this is not just his life; it's a life of everybody he knew or ever met, and this is their lives as well, which is something you got to consider. This is a big pressure. Yuya, even though he's backed into a corner, he managed to bring out another miracle. Like when his monster, her Odd Eyes, is destroyed, he summons out a new monster and monster, Odd Eyes Lancer Dragon. Lancer Dragon. I really like the design of it. It looks like Odd Eyes, but more fierce. It looks like it's more ready to fighting. one of the things that Yuya does, he develops as a character and he evolves, especially when he's put into awkward situations. I think Lancer Dragon looks pretty good. I mean, cause Yuya, I think it symbolizes their bond because Yuya and Kurosaki and the other Lancers, they were a team, and the fact that he has a monster named Lancer Dragon, that just pretty much sums it up. Like reminding him, don't forget, like basically, we were comrades, even though we're fighting each other. We know there's a lot at stake. We can't just give up on each other right away. Like reminder, Kurosaki himself, even though he keeps fighting, he knows that he needs to find a way to, he's acting out of pain and disappointment because his sister, his friend, was taken away from him, and that's one of the reasons why he keeps dueling because all he has left is his dueling, and he answers Yuya by summoning his final. No, Xyz monster, a rank 12 Raid Raptor Final Fortress Falcon. This monster is so OP. He has 3,800 attack points, to Allied Lancer Dragons, 3,000. Not only could this monster do some serious damage, it could also attack more than one time if you banish, remove from play each Xyz Raid Raptor monster in your graveyard. However, Yuya, seeing this, seeing how fearsome Kurosaki is, he still doesn't give up. He gives it everything he has, everything he's got, in this duel, and one of the things I gotta know, like, he's very deceptive, Yuya, yeah, he is a good duelist. And when he backs into a corner, he comes up with clever ideas on what to do, like what strategy, like what he's gonna, what is his next move, what's he gonna do, does he have a trick? And one of the things I gotta know, Yuya, how he made it look like, that I was going down, I was gonna take you with me, but Kurosaki took most of the hit, because this duel was very fierce, and Kurosaki was the one that ended up losing, because he has with his new monster, All Eyes Lancer Dragon being so powerful, Yuya, he definitely won, but he also reminded Kurosaki, not to give up, that we can do this together, and that we are a team, and I will save Yuzu, Ruri, and the others. I will save them, and I will save all the girls, However, just as they're trying to understand each other, just as they were, patching things up. Jack Atlas shows up. Jack, he's been watching that duel the whole time. He's been watching from afar. He's gonna challenge Yuya to the duel. The next episode is gonna be called Dimension Highway. It looks like he's gonna challenge Yuya because he can tell by Yuya's dueling that he's not the same person that he once was. Most likely because of Zarc and learning about Yuzu. It probably devastated him that he did so many bad things. He's probably conflicted with him a little bit. And the next episode is going to be called Dimension Highway. It looks like Yuya is going to duel within the dimensional corridor, kind of similar to how Jack and Yusei duel or Visor or Antinomy, on the Dimension Highway. It's pretty impressive when you think about it. I can't wait to see what happens. It's definitely very crazy. It looks like, and it's gonna be, and you just gonna have to answer this question: can I use all 4 dragons, or will they overtake me? That's one thing that Yuya is worried about, because he hasn't summoned none of the other dragons so far, but it looks like he's gonna get his moment pretty soon. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, subscribe. Thank you. This is Ask Game Relations Review. You on Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, episode 145. I'm out. Peace. See ya. Sorry this took so long. Bye.